You ever wonder what perfection sounds like? It sounds a lot like this. It's like poetry for the ears, isn't it?
Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to another video. My name is Leo and today I'm going to talk about licensed games. As you might have noticed, there are a lot of bad video games out there, and a lot of those bad games are games that are based on movies or TV series, also known as licensed games. Today I'll talk about the two different types of licensed games. I'll try to explain why so many of them are bad and why that massively bothers me. First of all, I want to talk about licensed games that just don't make any sense. After extensive research, I found a couple of those games, so let me give a few examples. There's the Cheetah Girls game. There's a Home Alone game. Who thought it would be a good idea to make such a game? I don't know. There's a Kim Kardashian game. It's a mobile game, but still, why does that game exist? And my favorite one, there's a Duck Dynasty game. Let's have a look.
Alright, beardless nephew. Welcome to the duck blind. I know what you're thinking. You've been to a duck blind before. Big deal. There's a difference this time around. Today, my friend, you will be learning the sweet, sweet art of the duck swoon. All done with this little guy. Now let me give you a brief demonstration of how to operate a duck call properly. Because if there's one thing I know, is that there is definitely a right way to blow one, and there is definitely a wrong way to blow one.
Why is he walking as if he just shit his pants? What are those graphics? Who designed that interface? God, I have so many questions, but my main question is, why did you make this game? It makes absolutely no sense. Just like the other games, it is based on something that is not in any way suitable to be turned into a video game. Turning reality TV series into video games makes no sense at all because they have no elements that can be translated into a video game. And I also doubt that it makes sense from an economical standpoint to create such games. So now I'll get to the most common type of licensed game, bad games that are based on good movies or franchises. Spider-Man is a good example for that. The last really good Spider-Man game was literally released in 2004. Since then, we got a couple of Spider-Man games. The last major ones were The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And while the first one wasn't that bad, with a generic but not too boring story, good web-swinging mechanics, average combat, but also bad graphics, the second one was just more of the same, probably even a bit worse. And the only thing going for it were the good web-swinging mechanics. Everything else was just below average, gameplay, story, and graphics, especially the graphics. I mean, look at this. This is a game from 2014 for PS4. Not PS2, not PS3, PS4.
Someone's planted a bomb! Someone's planted a bomb!
The thing is, it's not like the Spider-Man franchise doesn't have the potential to be turned into a good video game series. No. Spider-Man could literally be turned into one of the best superhero games ever. The Spider-Man franchise has a couple of interesting characters, so you could definitely create a decent story that we haven't seen in a movie before. You could also create a really good combat system that we haven't seen in a game before, and you could implement a better stealth system than the one in the Amazing Spider-Man games, because hey, Spider-Man is basically a human spider. If that's not perfect for stealth, I don't know what is. The web-swinging mechanics could also be absolutely amazing. I'm currently playing Just Cause 3, and while the game is overall just decent, the wingsuit mechanics are absolutely awesome, and it's so much fun to just fly through the open world. So, swinging through New York City could be equally awesome, if not better, and if you add great graphics and a cool open world to that, that game would be great. So yeah, it's just sad, honestly. You could create an amazing Spider-Man game. No, let me say that again. You could create the Amazing Spider-Man game. Okay, I'm sorry, but we only get average games with bad graphics and an average story and gameplay. However, Insomniac Games is currently developing a new Spider-Man game which looks absolutely awesome. So please, Insomniac, save Spider-Man. in video game form. I also want to talk about Bond really quick. 3 major Bond games have been released since 2010, Bloodstone, GoldenEye Reloaded, and 007 Legends. Bloodstone was mediocre, GoldenEye Reloaded was good at the time but didn't tap the full potential of the Bond franchise, and 007 Legends was horrible. Like, seriously horrible. It had insanely bad graphics, no real story, bad gameplay, bad stealth mechanics. Nothing about that game was anywhere close to being average, let alone good. The reason why that bothers me so much is because Bond games could be amazing, just like Spider-Man games. Bond stories can sometimes be really entertaining with a charismatic protagonist, interesting Bond girls, and cool villains. Put that into a video game along with good shooter and good stealth mechanics, as well as beautiful set pieces and graphics, and the result would be a really good game that would probably sell really well. And there are many other good franchises that get really bad video game counterparts, even though they could be turned into good video games. Many superhero franchises, for example, Star Trek, The Walking Dead. I mean, the Telltale games are pretty good, but imagine a good survival horror game based on The Walking Dead with a good story, interesting decisions to make, good gameplay, and maybe even an open world. That would be pretty cool, right? But it's probably not gonna happen. So why do all those companies release bad licensed games? I know why they're not putting any effort into their licensed games, but it just doesn't make any sense. They're doing it because they have that license, they probably paid a lot of money for it, so now they want to make cash. Obviously, who doesn't want to make cash? Many licensed games are supposed to be released simultaneously with the movie to take advantage of the hype around the movie, and that often means that there isn't enough time to develop a good game. So they develop a bad game, they don't put a lot of time and effort into it because it's gonna sell no matter what. Hardcore fans of the franchise are gonna buy the game even if it's really bad. So why put time, money, and effort into a good game if you can just release a bad game and still make money? Well, I'ma tell you why you should still put money, time, and effort into a good game, because if you do, you're gonna make even more money. Because not only the hardcore fans of the franchise are gonna buy the game, but also the normal fans. Even people who normally aren't into the franchise are probably gonna buy your game just because it is a good game and receives high review scores. The Batman Arkham series showed how successful licensed games can be. Why was that series so successful? Because Rocksteady actually created good games, and they tried something new. They didn't just copy the story of the movies. They even created a new villain just for Batman Arkham Knight. And that's actually another reason why so many licensed games turn out to be bad or average. The developers don't try anything new, often they just copy the story of the movie, either because they are afraid that the fans won't like the new approach that is taken in the game, or because they simply don't have enough time to create an entirely new story. But you need a new story if you want to create a game that feels fresh and exciting. If you're basing your game on an average movie, The Amazing Spider-Man, of course the game isn't gonna be more than average. So yeah, to all the developers and publishers out there, make licensed games great again. If you create good licensed games and try something new, everybody's gonna be happy. You, because you make a lot of money, and the fans, because they get a good game. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like it or upvote it if you did, and tell me in the comments if you agree with me. Also, share the video around. Let's make it so the hashtag #MakeLicensedGamesGreatAgain is trending everywhere. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you in my next one. Bye, guys.